Behind me is the real old bridge of Mostar. This bridge isn't called the Old Bridge, that's a bit further up. Mostar is a bridge city. It is named after its bridges, it's characterised by its bridges, but its bridges also have really tragic histories. This is the lesser famous bridge, and I mean it's incredibly beautiful in its own right. Just look at this. But it is the bridge that's called the Old Bridge that is a lot more famous. We're going to go look at that in a minute. But while this bridge is called the Old Bridge, the bridge as it stands was only finished in 2004. But there is a big story behind it. Now, a lot of people call this country Bosnia, but its correct name is Bosnia and Herzegovina. We are currently in the region of Herzegovina, so don't go around just calling it Bosnia here. Mostar is the capital and main city of Herzegovina, and it is a slightly lower and hotter area of the country, with lots of vineyards, lots of mountainous scenery still, but Mostar is hot. Mostar is one of the hottest cities in Europe. It quite often gets above 40, it sometimes gets above 50 here. I am sweating. Right, we're gonna walk this way down through the old town. Now, as you can see, it's also quite a touristy place these days, largely due to its proximity to Dubrovnik and Split. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, but it is one of those places where the old town just seems to have gotten a bit intense. Biggest tip that I have for the entire country of Bosnia and Herzegovina, especially if you're going out of Sarajevo, is you need cash. So I arrived here on the bus from Podgorica a few days ago and got to a service station just across the border from Montenegro, and I was like, do you accept card? And he was like, no, but I do accept euros. So I spent some euros there. Got to Sarajevo, and in Sarajevo a lot of places do accept card, but I got some money out to pay for my taxi. Then I also didn't realise I had to get some money out to pay for my guest house in Sarajevo. Both times the ATM fee charged me, well, it was €9 the first time and then €7.50 the second time, and I basically ran out of cash now, so I'm having to walk to the bus station later even though it's so hot, and I have found a restaurant where I can pay card for lunch because I just refuse to waste that much money again. But if you are visiting Mostar, you do need cash, but euros is fine. So my biggest recommendation would be to just take a load of euros out, maybe more than you think you need, bring it with you. You can spend euros, you might get change in marks, so just keep an eye on that, but just make sure that you have them, because everything from taxis to cafes to lots of restaurants, they all only accept cash here. But one of the other great things to share is that there are loads of drinking water taps around in Mostar. Now, I tried to fill my water up from this very one earlier, and I ended up getting it all over me. Actually, it's pretty full. Alright, just down 500 mils of water. Oh my god. I have my laptop in my bag, so I'm quite wary, but I don't think I've got it. This is the War Photo Museum, which I believe used to be a hammam. And let's go through here. This used to be a tannery. Ah, they're filling the pool up now. It's officially summer. This used to be an old tannery, and this is now like a swimming pool, but it actually used to be where all the leather tanning took place. This is an interesting building up here. I think this is an old mill, and it looks like it's now a holiday apartment. So there's loads of like tourist shops and ice cream parlours here, but those are examples of things that I cannot buy because you do need cash for basically all of this stuff in the old town. We have made it. So this is the Stari Most, the old bridge of Mostar. And it sits 24 metres above the Neretva River. This is the same river that my train ran along as I took the train from Sarajevo to Mostar yesterday. This city literally takes its name from the bridge keepers. The bridge keepers are called the mostari. That's how Mostar, the name, was created. I've seen a few videos on TikTok recently of people jumping off the bridge. Apparently, like, they will be out at some point today. It is a local tradition that has been happening for centuries. Tourists should not attempt it. There have been tourist fatalities of tourists who've attempted it. Locals obviously know the river, know when to, when not to. So the original bridge was commissioned in 1557 by the Ottoman Emperor Suleiman the Magnificent. Now, the bridge that we saw earlier was completed in 1558, but it had been commissioned before. So as it was being built, kind of inspiration was taken to build this new bridge. Well, old bridge, new bridge. Upon its completion in 1566, it was the widest man-made stone arch in the world. So let's walk over it to the other side. I'm going to talk about this in just a moment, but it is important to mention that this is not the original bridge. We're going to go into why shortly. think these rails are meant to make it easier for horses to walk over the bridge, but it does also mean you can't really come over here with your suitcase or with a pushchair or a wheelchair or anything like that, and it's quite difficult to walk up. But this was the Ottoman design. It's not so bad going up, it's going down that's the problem. I've actually found it easiest to go over to this side and actually have one foot like on the edge because it's not only steep but it's slippery as well. Now, if you've watched my Sarajevo video, you'll know a little about the Bosnian War. So to give a brief explanation, the Bosnian War was one of the wars of independence in the Balkan region. They had three groups living here. They had Bosniaks, who were mainly Muslims. They had Bosnian Serbs, I think is the correct way to say it, mainly Orthodox, and Bosnian Croats, who were mainly Catholic. So when Bosnia declared independence, largely the Bosniaks declared independence, the Bosnian Serbs decided they didn't really want independence, they wanted to be aligned with Serbia. And what happened was a lot of fighting. What I didn't realise was Mostar was also sieged, not for quite as long as Sarajevo, but there was still lots of shelling, there was lots of fighting, there were bombs hidden in toys so kids would pick them up and they would explode. It was absolutely awful. So in November 1993, this 400-year-old monument collapsed into the river after days of relentless shelling. So while the Serb army were responsible for the siege of the city, it was actually the Croats who were responsible for destroying the bridge. And the Croats were actually stationed sort of just above here in the hills, and they shelled the bridge for days, and ultimately it ended up in the water. The city today has a Bosnian side and a Croat side. So this is the Bosnian side just in front of me, and the Croat side is where we came from. But it wasn't always this way. It has historically been a very integrated city, and it's only really after the events of 1993 that caused there to be a lot more of a division. And these days there's different power companies serve the different sides of the city. Bridges connect things, we always say build bridges not walls, so the destruction of a bridge really represents the breakdown of the different ethnic groups living in Bosnia and Herzegovina at the time. But all hope was not lost. The bridge's reconstruction is also an incredible story. I might go and see if it's a little bit quieter down there, or I can tell you about it. So in late 1993, when the war was still raging and the bridge lay in ruins, a man called Amir Pasic started campaigning for the bridge to be restored. He began travelling the world handing out mock invitations to the bridge's reopening in 2004, so giving it just over 10 years for completion. And it was met by a lot of people laughing at him, a lot of people saying it was absolutely ridiculous that it would be restored, but he carried on going, and it reached the attention of UNESCO. He even launched a campaign called Mostar 2004 and planned to bring architects, journalists and big thinkers to Mostar in 2004 to see the unveiling of it. And this was before there was no funding or anything like that, but UNESCO ultimately put the funding behind it. Ottoman historians, architects, UNESCO, they all got together to make a bridge which was as close to the original as possible. And it was officially unveiled on July the 23rd, 2004, which was actually 6 weeks before his prediction. So I guess it is in essence the last Ottoman bridge to ever be built. It was constructed using traditional Ottoman techniques and was made with the same stone as the original. While it's not the original Ottoman bridge, it's as close as we are going to get. And I think that really is a fantastic symbol of unity and more working together after the war, I guess. I think someone's going to jump off the bridge. Oh, I don't want to miss it. It's busy there. Oh, there we go. He's got an audience. I've been waiting about 10 minutes. I'm getting a bit hungry. I'm out. I've been waiting about 20 minutes in the direct sunlight. My phone keeps telling me that it's far too hot. I'm far too hot. I like the tradition, I like how they're keeping the tradition alive, but it's just too hot to stand there and wait for a man to jump. I'm sure you can get the gist of what will happen. He'll jump and then he'll swim. It says over there that it's 49 degrees. Surely that can't be right. Apparently in this 49 degrees, I am now walking to the bus station. I just can't. I can't pay €9 to get cash out just to get a taxi. It doesn't feel like 49 degrees. It feels about 40, I'd say. So on that note, I think I am over and out. If this video is uploaded, I've made it fine. If you're sticking around, I definitely recommend checking out this video about the beautiful train I took to Mostar, or this video about the wonderful capital of Sarajevo, which I think is now my new favourite European city. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully next time I won't be as sweating as much, as I will be taking a ferry from Croatia to Italy, and I hope I will see you there. Bye!